You're watching Peloton Statement Saturday.
And you're watching the SEC on ABC, presented by Burger King from Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. A very important game for both the Oklahoma Sooners and the Crimson Tide. Oklahoma ranked number 11 on the fringe of the college football playoff. Alabama, number 4, winners of 8 in a row. And on course to appear in the SEC title game. It looked for most of this afternoon that Alabama was going to be alone atop the SEC standings, but Texas A&M rallied from 30-3 behind South Carolina at the half to defeat the Gamecocks. So they're 7-0 with one conference game remaining at Texas on the Friday night of Thanksgiving weekend. Oklahoma Sooners and John Mateer with 3 games left realistically need to win out to make the college football playoff, but opportunity there to enhance their resume. Alabama today, then home games against Missouri and LSU. They're 7-2, and if they win out, they almost certainly will be in the college football playoff. Already some impressive wins for them this year against Michigan, and last time out 2 weeks ago in Tennessee. Alabama on this homecoming Saturday trying to extend the longest active home winning streak in FBS football. They've won 17 in a row here. Kalen DeBoer is undefeated at home as head coach of the Crimson Tide. Fired up, coaching with an edge, his players and assistant coaches say, particularly since that opening loss at Florida State. They've been an entirely different team since. They'll be out of conference here at home against Eastern Illinois next Saturday, and will finish the season in the Iron Bowl at Auburn. If they win these last 2 conference games, they are obviously guaranteed a spot in the SEC title game and will be going back to the college football playoff. Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy, delighted to have you with us. It's an Alabama team that knows very well how good Oklahoma is on defense. Last year in Norman, Alabama scored just 3 points, their fewest since 2004, in a loss to the Sooners that knocked them out of the college football playoff. That was with Jalen Milroe at quarterback, an excellent player. Now they have Ty Simpson as a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback, and he knows this is the best defense he's going to face.
It's a very aggressive defense, too. And this Alabama offensive staff, they say, hey, the way you counter their aggressiveness is with some aggressiveness of your own. You can expect some tempo from the Crimson Tide. And the big key for Ty Simpson is to get the ball out quickly. He's got to diagnose some of the blitzes that Brent Venables will call. He's done a great job all season long of making terrific decisions, both pre and post snap. It's got to be very decisive today against a great front 7.
Captains in midfield for the coin toss. Oklahoma, one of the very best defenses in the country. They'll be playing today without our Mason Thomas.
And he's an All-American. But there's very few teams in the country that could actually overcome that absence. Oklahoma might be one of them. Taylor Wine on the other side has really stepped up and become a game wrecker in his own right, has been outrageously productive working against the right tackle of the opposing offensive line. But it's not just him on the outside. They are 5 deep at defensive tackle, and every single one of those defensive tackles could take over the game. It would start anywhere in college football.
Well, it was a question mark right until game time as to whether or not our Mason Thomas would play today. With more on his situation, here's Molly McGrath.
Coach, your best defensive playmaker, our Mason Thomas, out with injury today. What is the impact of his absence?
Yeah, no, we're going to be fine. You know, our Mason's a great football player, but we got great depth on our defensive line.
All right, thank you, Coach. Coach Venables also gave no timetable for our Mason Thomas's return from a calf injury and said the key for their pass rush without him is, quote, no finesse, all physicality, Sean and Greg.
Injured a quad in their last game at Tennessee while scoring a touchdown on a fumble return. But they played very well without him. Played more than 3/4 of that game in Knoxville without him. Held the Vols to 18 points under their season scoring average in a big road win, 33-27, in which in the second half in particular, John Mateer looked like the Heisman candidate quarterback we saw in the first 4 games of the season before he got hurt.
And it was understandable. There would be a little rust coming back such a short period of time from when he broke that thumb to when he returned, and it took him a little time to get comfortable, but the command looked better last week. The velocity looked better. Now the next step are the downfield throws. That was where he was so effective in those first few games. Dropped off a bit in the month of October, but hoping to finish strong here down the stretch.
Oklahoma won the toss and deferred, so Ty Simpson will get the ball first. Two of the great programs in the history of college football about to go head-to-head for just the 8th time. And a meaningful game for both sides. Tate Sandell kicks off. Has had a phenomenal season in his first year with the Sooners. Lazir Brooks is going to try it from a couple of yards deep in the end zone.